Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. We are on Knockout now, which might be appropriately named depending on how this game plays out. Nesh is currently up 2-0 over Kik0 and has been playing fantastically. I gotta say, I don't know how long this time period will last, but I do think that Nesh, I'm trying to think when this was played. It's been a minute, but I feel like Nesh in this time period was just playing fantastically. Knockout at cross position TVT could be a fun one. One fun aspect is you've got the mineral fields that, unlike other maps, they don't provide anything though. They're just big old goose eggs, zeros. And you also have these signs. I don't know why the signs are deciding to advertise away from the whatever. Anyway, you got the interesting ramps here, but TVT, I guess kind of the story of it might be, well, one, that it's easier to blockade right here and hold this high ground. So getting a mineral only third is not much trouble. Moving up to the for a potential fourth at 12 o'clock, also not too crazy. By the way, Kik0 going mid-map, so ignore all of that function. It looks like he's gonna go for an 8 racks, and we're probably gonna see it followed up by, is it gonna be double 8 racks? Double 8 racks, not even an 8-10 racks. This is the most all-in, most aggressive version of this build, by the way. So here I was going to talk about like how at cross positions like this it could be very, very interesting, but instead what we're going to see is effectively an all-in from Kik0, which I guess I shouldn't be entirely surprised given what's happened in the previous 2 matches, and that he's on the verge of elimination. Maybe I've heard it. I actually there was an interesting StarCraft opinions thing, and while I got to admit a lot of the Brood War community is weirdly entitled, and I get frustrated with that aspect of it, the elitist entitled aspect of the StarCraft community. But there is one little quote in there that I thought was funny, which is I 8 racks my opponent to honor him rather than just quitting the game. And I thought that was kind of an interesting thing from a Terran perspective. It is the race against the factory, however, and basically biting time right now. And this is the worst, I think well, never mind. It's mid-map, so it's equidistance from all locations. Nesh scouting bottom right. He's gonna see this SCV come in from an odd angle, potentially. Now, does that give him forewarning to check mid-map? The factory's already on the way. We got the first Marine on the way. The SCVs are certainly gonna have to pull, and we might see some losses there. But keep in mind, this is all in, this is do or die. This is all the marbles. Looks like Nesh isn't in fact going to spot it. We're gonna have 2 Marines versus a slew plus an SCV underneath this, and the factory construction time is gonna be the big X factor here. If that factory can construct and how well SCVs will defend themselves against this initial onslaught. So now Nesh sees it for sure. Immediately dropping a second factory, and the boys are pulling off the line. If he can, we're gonna cancel that second factory actually. Keeping this factory from constructing is critical. If a vulture ends up on the map, or if all these SCVs get wiped out before that bunker, never mind. Nesh's micro just too solid. Is he gonna get that SCV as well? Oh yeah, okay, never mind. So all of the SCVs in fact dying, or sorry, all the Marines dying to SCV lines here from Nesh, and the first vultures constructing. I do believe that's all she wrote. That is about as beautiful a defense as you'll ever see. Holy cow, that was beautiful from Nesh's. I almost want to rewind to what that was textbook. SCV's getting on top of the Marines, absolutely gutting them. Now going to hold the ramp with the vulture. As soon as the one vulture caps it, the second vulture will be bonus. Kik0 trying to grab another gas. He's way down economically, way down technologically. As soon as there are enough vultures, well, let's see how this holds. Nesh moving out. Thing is yeah, one vulture's just do incredible damage. The gutter actually going to end up working against Nesh a little bit there. So a bit of misfire. Things not as bad for Kik0 as they could be, but they're still pretty terrible, I'm going to say. This Kik0 at least doing an interesting defense as far as a turnaround. Unfortunately, it looks like Nesh is getting the shots off here on the corner of that lip. I'm gonna repair the vultures before sending them back out. And the SCV all the way back. And I don't think, yeah, Kik0 has nothing to defend here. Nesh is floating a lot of resources. Should be able to grab his natural expansion without too much trouble. And now we get to, this is kind of one of those micro UMSs for Nesh at this stage. He's actually going to ignore the 4 Marines and go all the way cross map with the SCV to potentially repair, to go after some units. Now going to drop that second factory. These 2 vultures can just get on the map as well. SCV's trying to blockade the ramp to push back the onslaught. Some repair and misfire going to keep them there. Looks like one of them still going to get dropped. The 4 Marines have made it back, but for how long? Man, Nesh's SCVs have been brutal. Have not lost a fight yet. Finally got that. That felt like the first SCV loss from Nesh to a counter unit. He's going to counter with a 3 factory vulture on pretty decent timing. Were more Marines constructed mid-map? This vulture still has 4 kills, and he's going to get a... Nope, not able to get the finishing kill. Now there's 2 vultures. Yeah, it's not going to be sufficient. 2 factories. First factory up here from Kik0. He's down 7 SCVs. Going to be down machine shop. Going to be down a whole lot else. And he still has to keep SCVs off. Keep in mind, this isn't a full 14, because he still has to keep additional units off the line to defend his ramp. And taking more losses. At the very least, it is a vulture on vulture spawn. But Nesh is still laying on the heat here. Maybe a barracks landing in the main would be something. The other advantage here is at least it's cross position for Kik0, but the thing is Nesh is so far economically ahead, and with the 3 factories, he can just keep pouring units out. The barracks is going to see the situation. This is, yeah, and the second barracks can float out. I don't know what else can be done here. We do have an armory. It would be cute to see a Goliath. That would be nothing else. Because Nesh, the problem is like even if Kik0 stabilizes here, Nesh can just go straight up into defense. Just straight defense, and there's not anything Kik0 can do, and he's just going to be, yeah, he's going to GG right there. So Nesh taking the match 3-0. I'm sure that there was GG's and congratulations off this Kik0 Pretty Manor guy, just to make sure, but a good effort. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to move on to the next match. Thanks for listening.